So today we launched the Andouille Trail, and the Lieutenant Governor cut the link. You know, we make Andouille in links, and so we couldn't cut a ribbon. We had to cut a link of Andouille. And it's all located on our website, andouilletrail.com. We have brochures that people can pick up, but andouilletrail.com has the map. It has all the listings, and basically it tells you where you can eat it, taste it, ship it, make it, or buy it. And you can pick any of those categories or all of them, and the website will tell you where to go. So you might be here on a family vacation, let's say, but you want to ship Andouille back home so that it's there in time for the holidays. We can do that, or you can eat a fresh bowl of gumbo while you're here.
Another great trail with some unique Louisiana special people that you can do, learn how to make Andouille, taste it, and really learn about the culture and the history of the great river parishes and what's come out of here. So it's a great opportunity as we're marketing Louisiana. This is the year Louisiana road trip. Take a Louisiana staycation, get off the beaten path, take our trails and byways. This is just another great tool in our toolbox to show those unique things to do all over Louisiana. You come out and take the Andouille Trail, 34 stops along the way. You can learn how to make it, eat it, where it comes from, all the great history in the river parishes, and you'll have a great time. And we want you to go home and share that with your friends so more people come out and enjoy the river parishes.
Andouille is special to the river parishes. Tell us about that.
It is. So about 300 years ago, next year makes 300 years, the Germans arrived here, and it's why we're known as the German coast. And they brought a bunch of traditions, obviously, with them. But one of them was how they made sausage. Well, that combined with the flavors of the river parishes and all of the people that came or were brought here, and it became our sausage with an identity crisis. It's a German sausage with a French name. And it's an amazingly unique culinary item because each and every piece of Andouille that you will taste is going to taste different than the one at another shop, and that's because every one of our smokehouses uses a different type of wood, a different type of seasoning blend to make their version of what I'm sure they consider the best Andouille.
What makes the river parishes so special?
Well, you've got the great history along the Mississippi River, the plantation homes, the history of the slavery that they're now going to start really talking about how the slave movement here in the river parishes really influenced the civil rights movement. As we just finished the Civil Rights Trail Phase 1 that we're going to unveil later this year, incredible bravery, sacrifice, but to highlight that trail through the river parishes and what took place long before the civil rights movement, but a lot of that was by acts of incredible bravery and special people here in Louisiana. So to tell that whole story, as painful as it is, it's a lot of rich history that was developed right here in the river parishes.
Well, first I want to thank everybody for coming to Louisiana's river parishes, the home of Louisiana's river parishes, St. Charles Parish, St. John the Baptist, and St. James Parish. Today we're going to cut the link on the Andouille Trail, a new initiative for the river parishes that will welcome visitors from down the street and across the world to come here and taste one of our unique flavors. And look, this has been a challenging time for the world, and it will be a longer and more challenging time for the travel and hospitality industry. And the way to make sure that we recover and that we support small and local businesses is to create products and initiatives that give people a reason to travel down the street and across the world. And so we are reminded that the river parishes over and over, and even today as some water is rising, that we're resilient. And that is shown in this trail that we're about to launch. It's about small businesses on that trail continuing to fight through these times. I'm Buddy Bowe. I'm the Executive Director of Louisiana's River Parishes Tourist Commission, and it's my honor today that we have the Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser, St. John the Baptist Parish President JACLYN HOTARD, St. Charles Parish President Matthew Jewell, St. James Parish President P. Dufresne, several of our commission members who I'll introduce. Chairman GARRETT MONTI is here, Vice Chair Elizabeth Joseph, Secretary-Treasurer Camilla Landry, Commissioner Paul Oakwan, Commissioner Robert Taylor, and Commissioner Tracy Smith are all here in attendance. Thank you all for coming. And we have a multitude of elected officials, and we cannot understate their support of the River Parishes Tourist Commission, but the region in general. And everyone knows that when the River Parishes walks into the room, it really is walking into the room as a region, as a group of industries up and down that river. And one of our members of our federal delegation, the Office of Congressman Garrett Graves, is represented today by David Cavell. David standing in the back. Thank you for coming, David. We also have St. John the Baptist Parish Sheriff Mike Trigg. Mike's here in the back. And we have Councilman Warren Torres from St. John the Baptist Parish. Councilman, thank you for joining. And we have Councilwoman at Large, Division B, Holly Fonseca, is here from St. Charles Parish. So thank all of you for being here. And I want to thank the Economic Development Directors, Corey Faucheux and Stanley Bienemy, for working with us on a daily basis. So as we go, we'll start this process and we'll get some more speakers up here. Why do we start the Andouille Trail? It is a 300-year-old tradition brought here by the Germans. Next year, the anniversary of the Germans arriving occurs. It's the 300th anniversary. They got here in 1721. New Orleans was founded in 1718. They've been here that long, and they brought one of their traditions of sausage making. Our sausage has an identity crisis. It's a German sausage with a French name, known as andouille, but it's flavored dishes around the world and was made famous by chefs who have come through this area and those in New Orleans. We've got two people that make andouille on a daily basis that'll get and talk about how they add their specialness to their version of andouille, because no andouille tastes the same. But this trail that we're launching includes 34 links, as we're calling them. They're our partners, and that number will grow. It will grow as we go through time, and people and restaurants reopen, or they add menu items to their menu that includes andouille. So what does a visitor do? They go to andouilletrail.com. We'll talk about that in a second. They click on that map, and they can find any way to eat it, ship it, taste it, or make it. And all these icons are the ways you experience the Andouille Trail. And so we have grocery stores, we have smokehouses, we have restaurants, we have gas stations on this Andouille Trail, so that you can, as a visitor, in the middle of doing everything else in Louisiana's river parishes, make sure that you eat breakfast that has andouille in it, and all the way to dinner, because you certainly can. Before we go any further, I want to thank St. John Parish for letting us use their community center. Parish President HOTARD, thank you very much. We very much appreciate it. And this trail, I need to thank our small but mighty team. We have Digital Content Manager for the Tourist Commission, Andre Watkins here. Thank you, Andre. Deputy Director, Denise Burrell. Denise, thank you. And our Sales Director, Ms. Wilma Harvey, who has knocked on the door of every restaurant in the river parishes since COVID started to make sure that they knew that we wanted them to be a part of. And I just noticed that I missed our long-term and long-time State Senator, Senator Gary Smith Jr. Thank you for being here, sir. We very much appreciate it. Thank you for attending and for your support in Baton Rouge, which we've needed over the decades and will continue to. And so without further ado, I would like to introduce our chairman, Mr. Garrett Monti, for him to come up here and talk about the importance of the Andouille Trail as we launch it today, one of our first of many projects that we'll be launching this year.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you, buddy. On behalf of the Commission, I'd like to thank everyone for coming out here today to help us celebrate the launch of the Andouille Trail. Our team has been working on this for almost a year, and this is such a special day. We in the river parishes are incredibly optimistic about the future. Together, we will move forward. The coming months look exceptionally bright for us as we launch initiatives like the Andouille Trail. This Commission remains committed to supporting all of our small businesses, hotels, restaurants, and attractions through our industry's recovery. The Commission will continue to develop out-of-the-box ideas to bring new and returning visitors to our region. Whether it's the Andouille Trail or various other initiatives launching later this year, we look forward to continuing to welcome everyone back to our region. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And I would be remiss if I didn't thank again our commission members. They approved the funding for this project over a year and a half ago. And then when the budget started to go down during Corona, as we all know, and occupancy crashed globally, but specifically in the river parishes, they committed again in the budget cycles over and over to make sure this project and the others that we're announcing happen soon. So after we're done with the speakers today, we're going to cut a link of Andouille, because you can't cut a ribbon, you cut a link of Andouille for the Andouille Trail. And the man that will do that is my former boss and friend, Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser, and he's up next to speak.
Thank you, buddy. You know, where else in the world can you buy it, make it, taste it, eat it, and ship it? Only in Louisiana. I'm honored to be here today. I want to thank all the elected officials. Y'all are blessed in the river parishes to have elected officials that get it and understand the importance of tourism and coming up with these creative new ideas and ways to attract people to your region. I want to encourage people to take a Louisiana road trip this year. We're going to have to help every community around this state, and surely this trail is a great tool in our toolbox to help us do that, get people out, seeing their great state, sharing it with friends and family. And since we've started the initiative of staycation, it's working. People are seeing parts of Louisiana they haven't seen and telling their friends and family. We also have an incredible opportunity. I know your team has been working hard with the port. I think we're going to bounce back quicker than any other state in the tourism industry. And one tool that's going to help us get there is these river cruises upriver. Seeing the amount of interest in adding new boats and the new companies that want to come into the Mississippi River, as we can develop these docks and get those visitors off to take the Andouille Trail and the other great assets you have on the river parishes, the sky's the limit. So I'm excited about that. I also hope in Baton Rouge with the new special session that we can encourage the legislature to fund some money. We've given out some small grants from my office to every convention and visit bureau around the state, and hopefully we'll get some of that money in this special session that we can give out to your parishes to make sure you have the resources you need to promote this great trail and many other attractions here. Thank you again for having me.
Governor. And Lieutenant Governor, when you go to Lafayette and talk about their Boudin Trail, you make sure to tell them that we have real sausage in the river parishes, and it's called Andouille, sir. And we have some Andouille for everyone to taste after over here. We've got all the assets. And before I call up our first Andouille maker, at andouilletrail.com, there's the map and there's the listing, and that'll continue to grow and evolve. But one thing that we're hoping visitors do is they take a passport. It's the Andouille Trail passport. And if they go to 5 locations and mail us their receipts, and there's no time limit on this, they will get an Andouille spoon mailed so that they can make their own roux at home. So we're hoping that people take advantage of the passport, and we look forward to mailing out Andouille spoons. And everybody here, you take a spoon home. And one of the places where the visitors will go, and obviously, and I know the parish president will talk about this in a bit, we're in the Andouille capital of the world, and one of the most favorite spots of visitors is to go to Wayne Jacobs Smokehouse here in Laplace, and to tell us about having a restaurant, making Andouille, selling Andouille to visitors is Jared Zeringue, the owner of Wayne Jacobs.
All right, thank you, buddy, and thank you to the River Parish Tourist Commission, the Lieutenant Governor, and the parish presidents for taking the lead on bringing businesses, residents, and tourism leaders together to launch this exciting new culinary adventure. As a business owner who is invested in the River Parish's future, this initiative is paramount. Simply put, the pandemic has put a financial strain on our business. But with initiatives like the Andouille Trail, our business and countless others have a future. We've been working hard on running our business and providing safe and inclusive environment for locals and visitors. For over 70 years, we've provided our popular Andouille to locals and visitors across the globe. We look forward to showcasing our new Andouille recipes along the Andouille Trail. I'm proud to be a part of the Andouille Trail and asking for all of your support to support local small businesses. Thank you.
Thank you, Jared. And Jared can be seen in the video that's on AndouilleTrail.com. 2 years ago, we did a video just on Andouille as part of our River Reel video series, and Jared was gracious enough to let us film inside of his operations and tell us how he smokes Andouille. Jared's business is located in Laplace, Louisiana, the Andouille capital of the world, which is located in St. John the Baptist Parish. And to speak next is the Honorable Parish President, Ms. JACLYN HOTARD.
Thank you, buddy, for that hand sanitizer. And I can tell you, I have had my fair share of Andouille hash from Wayne Jacobs Smokehouse on Sunday brunch. I think it's been nice, I guess, to have a little bit of a break. I could probably have cut back on that, but the food there is wonderful, and so I just want to thank you for having your business here in St. John. And again, I want to recognize Mr. Bosco Torres, our council member, our commissioners, Ms. Joseph, Mr. Taylor, for taking your time. It means a lot to the residents of St. John, and also to my staff members who are here, our Economic Development Director, Stanley Bienemy, and Ms. Bailey Helm, Communication Director. Thank you, buddy. It's great to be here today with the River Parish Tourist Commission, Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser, and my fellow parish presidents, and everyone in attendance to celebrate the Andouille Trail's launch. I want to welcome everyone to the Andouille capital of the world, Laplace. It's also very appropriate that we are here in the St. John Center, the home of the Andouille Festival, to cut the Andouille link and launch the trail that will welcome locals and visitors from around the world. While Corona caused us to cancel our Andouille Festival this year, the Andouille Trail will keep this great culinary tradition alive until we are back here next year dancing and drinking while eating dozens of Andouille-inspired dishes. We couldn't be happier to be included on the trail and serve as the official starting point for anyone looking to make, taste, buy, or ship Andouille from one of the dozens of locations throughout the region, especially in St. John. While Laplace may be the Andouille capital of the world, we know the flavor of Andouille can be found in dishes throughout Louisiana's river parishes. Now more than ever, our communities need something to look forward to and have a reason to celebrate. The Andouille Trail represents an opportunity to bring people together around our region's favorite dish. There are many St. John favorites participating in the Andouille Trail, including Wayne Jacobs Smokehouse, Bailey's Andouille, Petra Restaurant and Lounge, among so many others. All of these restaurants and businesses need our support right now. I would encourage everyone to visit these links on the trail on an empty stomach and try some of the best Andouille you have ever tasted. Again, I want to thank our Lieutenant Governor, Mr. Nungesser, for taking the time to visit our region, and the Louisiana River Parishes Tourist Commission for spearheading a project everyone can get behind, just in time for gumbo weather. I also can't wait to taste the jambalaya that I've been promised, and that's why I'm here. Now, I'll turn it over to you, buddy. Thank you. It is also now my pleasure to introduce St. John's very own royalty, our Andouille queen, Miss Heather ROUSSEL.
Hi everyone, I'm Miss Andouille 2019, Heather ROUSSEL. I'm so excited to be here. This is such a great idea. My job as the ambassador for the Andouille Festival is to travel the state of Louisiana and let everyone know what awesome little surprise we have here hiding in the river parishes. So I feel like this is such a great tool for me because everyone's asking, so where do you get the best Andouille in St. John Parish? Well, there's over 34 places, and it's so hard to sit there and list every single place. So I'm excited to be able to give them this website and tell them give me a call when they get here. So thanks, guys.
Thank you, Heather. And I think because of Corona, Heather will serve a second year, right? So she gets to reign over the Andouille Trail. Up next, we are going to go downriver a bit, and I have the Honorable Mr. Matt Jewell representing St. Charles Parish as its parish president. President Jewell?
Thank you, buddy. I want to go ahead and thank the Lieutenant Governor and all the people who were involved in making the Andouille Trail a reality. Small businesses throughout the river parishes have truly have a lot to offer. From their southern hospitality-styled customer service to a unique offering of food and products. Our small businesses welcome residents and visitors alike with open arms and lots of options. The Andouille Trail is an exciting initiative that will help highlight some of the rich culture that we have here in the River Parishes, and I commend the River Parishes Tourist Commission for the great work they've done to put forth this initiative and to launch it successfully. Several St. Charles Parish businesses are participating in the Andouille Trail. We have Hebert's Seafood, the Seafood Pot, Ormond Plantation Restaurant, and the Atchafalaya Seafood Company, just to name a few. Now, more than ever, we need to do our part to support all of our local businesses. So I encourage everyone to spread the word about the great Andouille Trail and all of the great things that the River Parishes have to offer. Again, I want to thank the River Parishes Tourist Commission for all the great work they've done promoting, supporting our culture, our region, and our local businesses. Thank you again for having me here today, and please remember to shop local. Thank you.
Thank you, President Jewell. And I know I mentioned it at the beginning, but we represent 3 parishes that always consider themselves the river parishes, and we represent both sides of the river, up and down pretty much the area between Baton Rouge and New Orleans, right, the Crescent City and the capital city. And so now we're going to jump all the way upriver to St. James Parish, and I'd like to introduce the Honorable Pete Dufresne, St. James Parish President.
All right, thank you, buddy. I always feel very humbled and honored to represent St. James Parish, and especially to find myself amongst a fine group of elected officials like everyone sitting here today. And not just elected officials, everyone else who's here to support the elected officials and serve in some type of capacity to support our river parishes. So thank you, buddy, again for having me. What a great day to be in Louisiana's river parishes. I'm grateful to be here with all of you, including my fellow parish leaders and our small business owners in attendance. When I first heard about the Andouille Trail, I was excited for our small businesses to have a platform to showcase their delicious recipes and cuisines to a local and national audience. We know just how outstanding these businesses are to the river region, and now the rest of the country will know as well. This pandemic has hindered our communities, families, and so much more, but it has not taken away our spirit and our commitment to this region. The Andouille Trail is a testament to the people of this region and honors our contributions to Louisiana cuisine. I don't want to start anything, but I must say St. James Parish has the best Andouille. Wouldn't you agree, Spuddy? All right. In all seriousness, please continue to support our small businesses and attractions in the river parishes. We hope that the Andouille Trail will assist in attracting both locals and visitors to our region, providing a much-needed economic boost to our small businesses in the river parishes. And speaking of the best Andouille, especially on the west bank of St. James Parish, we have our very own Spuddy, who's going to come and address the audience.
Well, how y'all doing? First, thank you, buddy. Pete, thank you. Thank you, Lieutenant Governor. And thank you to all the parish presidents. Thanks, everybody, for being here. So I don't know about y'all, but I'm excited. This Andouille Trail is a game changer. I don't know if anybody realizes it, but this is truly a game changer. So in business, we always go through these challenges. We went through the challenge of losing 70% of our pass-through traffic a few years ago. So we came up with an idea. We had to change the game. We came up with the Cajun cooking experience. And what that did, it's going to tie into this Andouille Trail so well. People come from all over the world, and they actually can come into my kitchen, and they make Andouille. They put their hands in the meat. They actually stuff the casing. They go open the smoker and just get covered with smoke so they can take that home with them, because they'll never forget that smell. And then they come into my kitchen, and they, with that Andouille that they just made, they're going to make a roux, cook a gumbo, cook a jambalaya, and they get to see all this activity, what happens with Andouille from the beginning to the end, the flavor profiles. They get to learn history. They get to learn why we have Andouille, what makes it special, what's the difference between Andouille and sausage, the biggest #1 question ever asked. And then after that, after they cook it, I'm just there telling stories and telling about our culture, telling about our history. Then we sit down and eat. And then we become, like we would say out here, we become partners. We sit down and we eat and we tell stories, and I learn about them, they learn about us. Now, when they get that recipe attached to that recipe is going to be that pamphlet with the Andouille Trail. And we'll talk about, you've had it here, but go to Jarrett, go to other places and taste different flavor profiles. Talk to different residences, talk to different business people, and learn what Andouille is about, because it's about culture. It's about what's passed down from generation to generation. Jared's recipe is a little bit different than mine, because his family passed it down. I learned it from Mr. Peanut Falls. So in my place, Andouille's been made for 61 years. I've been making it for 27. A different recipe, a little different twist to it. But the bottom line is, it's the real deal. And one thing they learn when they come to Louisiana is you only get the real Andouille in the river parishes. There's no other place in the world. That stuff out there that says Cajun Andouille is stuff. I'm being nice. but when they come to the river parish, it's the real deal. So there's a slogan out there that says, if you build it, they will come. Well, all my cooking shows that I've been doing, we're up to 50 cooking shows, Facebook Live, and a YouTube video that has almost 10 million hits. These people are saying, I can't wait to come to Louisiana. I can't wait to come try the river parishes. I can't wait to come to do the cooking experience and eat some of this food. I can promise you, we have built it. They are coming. Thank you.
As y'all can tell, Spuddy's tour is real boring, and he doesn't entertain the visitor at all. Thank you, Spuddy. And I'll make some final comments, and then we will get to cutting the link and officially launching the Andouille Trail. We all know that a hot meal brings people together. In a time of trouble, it makes you feel like you're back at home. But you can also taste a flavor and remember a moment or a place that you've been. And we know that we have a unique blending and flavor profile in every dish in the river parishes because of our history, that of the people who came or were brought to this region, and then they put their flavors in every bowl and every pot. And one of those ingredients that has been made famous and that we could build something around was Andouille. And so 2 years ago, we decided to launch and create the Andouille Trail so that when visitors are here, they're not just here for a few hours on one tour, that they can be here for days and experience our history, experience our exhilaration in New Orleans swamp country, the fire of a bonfire, but also the flavor and heat in every pot and bowl of jambalaya and gumbo and all the other dishes that are included on the Andouille Trail. So we invite everyone to go to andouilletrail.com. It's on both sides of the river, all three parishes. It will continue to grow. So we're at 34 now. We know that number will grow, and we look forward to that. In fact, we've got 2 people to add in just this week once they saw the news get started. So without further ado, I'll ask everyone that spoke and our commissioners and elected officials if we could all come stand around the table with masks on, and the Lieutenant Governor is going to hold the knife, and we will cut the link of the Andouille Trail. 3, 2, 1, Andouille!
Well, look, this is a great program that's being put on by the River Parish Tourist Commission. It's just another way to highlight the rich culture, the rich history of the river parishes, and it's going to be a great way to promote our local businesses, which need help now more than ever.
Oh, I absolutely love it. I think it's going to be very beneficial to promoting the river parishes, especially St. James Parish, and I'm looking forward to all of the opportunities that this can bring to our region.
What is this going to mean for the businesses in your area?
I think it's going to mean a lot. It's going to bring a lot of new tourists into the area. It's going to bring a lot of new businesses. They're going to support our businesses, and our businesses hopefully going to be able to thrive after this pandemic we've just been suffering through.
Very exciting. We know we're the Andouille capital of the world, right here in Laplace. This is actually the grounds of where we host our Andouille Festival every year. Unfortunately, we had to cancel this year due to coronavirus. But I'm very excited, as Andouille just means so much to our community. So many people can cook their favorite Andouille dishes and gather around it. And usually it's those dishes that are large family style, gumbos and jambalaya. So it just means a lot to our community as a whole. So I'm very excited.
Your reaction to what you've seen and heard here today?
Definitely. I mean, it's a good feeling to see so many people get behind something that has always just been very familiar to us here, but so many other people around the world are learning about Andouille. So everything that everyone spoke about was about just how much it means to the river region. Andouille in general, you wouldn't think that a sausage would do so much for our area, but it does.
What potential does this have for tourism?
Well, it's huge. You know, we joined the Civil Rights Trail with the other local southern states. Right after I got elected, I learned we were the only state that weren't part of that. So after we joined and started putting a plan together to develop the Civil Rights Trail to join Alabama, Mississippi, we knew there was a big potential to highlight that through Louisiana. We're also going to do like we did with Uniquely Louisiana, that can be downloaded by schools to teach kids about unique things to do in Louisiana. We're going to make sure we do an educational part of this so we can teach people about those heroes, that acts of bravery and things that took place in that dark time here in Louisiana, and make sure we highlight how Louisiana played a part in that movement.
When people come to the river parishes on the Andouille Trail, what else is for them to see?
So Louisiana's river parishes is about 40 miles long, both sides of the river between Baton Rouge and New Orleans. And we have everything spanning from New Orleans swamp country, New Orleans plantation country. We have bonfire country every December where we light over 190 bonfires on Christmas Eve to light the way for Santa Claus or Papa Noel. And then obviously now we have the Andouille Trail. So you'll experience flavor. You can go out there and get real adventure staring at an alligator. And we have a zip line opening later this year through the swamps of Manchac. And we've got bonfire country and plantation country where you can learn that complicated and horrible chapter of American history from the perspectives of the owner and the enslaved. And all of that story is told throughout the river parishes.
Are you excited about everything that you've seen and heard and tasted here today?
Absolutely. You know, the thing I say it all over the state and all over the world, the thing that Louisiana has that a lot of other states don't have, our people have a deep love and passion for Andouille sausage, jazz, Mardi Gras, the plantation homes, whatever it is, they love and really do it with such love and passion that it really makes it special. Whether it's fishing, farming, crawfishing, whatever it is, Louisianans have that deep love and passion for our culture, our roots, our history, and it comes out, as you can see here today, by the people here in the River Parish.
How can people get more information about tourism in Louisiana?
LouisianaTravel.com. We can tell you all about. We got some incredible special deals at our state parks. And get out and see Louisiana. Take a Louisiana road trip. After all, it's yours.
Your reaction to everything that you've seen and heard here today?
Today was great. I think everyone heard leaders of all three river parishes talking about how during Corona supporting small businesses has been made even more important, right? And that they're all very proud of the unique culinary heritages. We had several members of the Andouille Trail here today celebrating their contribution, their part of the Andouille Trail. And I think this trail will be a rallying cry for a lot of our parishes and people who can stand up as locals and invite others to experience one of their favorite flavors too, Andouille. It goes in every pot of gumbo, red beans, jambalaya, you name it, and we're looking forward to everybody being able to buy it.
How can people get more information about the Andouille Trail?
Andouilletrail.com, so ANDOUILLE.com. It's tough to spell, but we spell it phonetically on the website, and there's also a video you can watch that shows you how it's made and why it's made and how it came to be.